My boy Ka, welcome, Raul Bat. Peace, bienvenido. I'm going StreamYard, testing out my phone here. I'm going StreamYard simultaneously on YouTube and Facebook. You know what I'm saying? What I am, well, you know, I'm on my way to the store taking a nice little walk here. It's a wonderful day. I'm having a wonderful experience. Um, and, if I let the social media get to me, or even let myself get to me, I can really, really hurt myself. And that is, I could become so depressed. I could become so judgmental and depressed and very critical. You know what I'm saying? If I let it up to that part of me, right, which is a thought, if I listen to toxic people, if I start analyzing myself instead of analyzing how I view everything around me, I could be a very depressed person. And even with the social media, I mean, I want to get out to this tour, so I need a. I'm I'm accumulating my funds, but I need more. And not that I need more, I need to reach a certain goal so as to just share with people and see where the sharing is at. But if I leave it up to the social media, and when I do these podcasts and broadcasts and I get on live, I'm nobody important. I don't have fame. I'm not important. I'm important to the multiverse. That I can tell you. But for the social media, I'm nobody important. I don't get that much viewership. You know what I'm saying? People don't want to hear what I have to say most of the time. Not even in my own family. They don't want to, because who's Carlos? What does he know? What has he accomplished? Now, if I would have, like, got a scholarship to go to NYU, and maybe if I would have graduated and I would have become some type of professional, then that title, then maybe people would have listened more to what I have to say. But then maybe I would have been in another state of mental. So I'm happy. I'm satisfied. I am within myself, happy and satisfied, which is the most important thing. I don't care if anybody don't want to get on, or they don't get my notification out. Nobody want to get on. Nobody want to have conversation with me online or anything. I don't care about any of that, because the most important thing, I can have conversation with myself, because I have respect and I share within myself. So it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? I'm using this as an example. I'm becoming vulnerable. I'm letting you know, because it seems to me that this pandemic also bred a sense of depression, a psychological game of depression. You know what I'm saying? With the media, the news, and whatever, and people around you. This is what's happening, and this is a groove on a record. And so you start internalizing that, and then you start looking at yourself. You start thinking in that groove. I'm out of that groove. I took that record, man. I took that record out of the record player. No. And I want to make my own music, my new music. So this could be depressing for me, man. Very depressing. Spend a lot of times in the street, waste of time. Didn't really know anything about really finance. I knew how to keep records, liability, and I could keep a good record. But as far as accumulating finance, profit, and things like that, little street, little games, yeah, but at a large scale, that wasn't taught to me. Now I got to get into that now. At my age, at 60 years old, I got to pay attention to that, because it's a shame that I want to go on tour and I can't. I mean, I got enough sufficient money that if the price is right, but I don't care what price it said, I could have just said, give it to me. Somebody needs help, I could just say, here's a band. This is for you. Here's a band. I want to be that person walking around and I see somebody in dire straits and need it, even especially in my family. I could say, yo, here's a couple of racks. Here's a band. If anybody know what that means, here's a stack for you. Boom. Handle your business. You know what I'm saying? There are those that have it like that too. They can say, yo, here, handle your business, bro. Because when I see you prosper, when I see you on the upcome and growing, then I see myself also in you. I had a part in that. So I love it. And listen, a shout out also, a congratulations to my baby, Bianca, became a lawyer. And you know what's the significance of that title of being a lawyer? And it's just the title that she received. Let's see the work that she puts in. And I know her character. She's going to put in some work. You know what I'm saying? Because law is a part of life. You know, those are morals and ethics, are laws, standards of laws. And she's gonna upheld that. And I trust, because my sister raised a good, gave him great example, and I trust that she's gonna use the law for beneficial purpose, which is needed within our society, especially in Borinquen. And Ana Laura, beautiful, being vegan, and you can see the holistic beauty in Ana Laura and my nieces. And a shout out to my babies too. My babies, Keisha, great mom, hardworking, great mom. And you see the love in those girls' eyes, my grandkids. And my grandkids over here. You see the amount of sharing of abundance that they know they have. We make it happen. And same thing to to Frankie with Olivia on the upcome. And my sister Rachel and Marcus. I'm looking at the boys. I mean, you look at that. The amount of caring and amount of sharing that you did with each other needs, it's beautiful. And my mom's accomplished a lot in life. I had a master's degree in sociology. And the work that she put in the Catholic Home Bureau and the stuff that she's seen and the experience that she shares with us. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing. And then on my father's side, I got my cousins. We get reconnected again. Beautiful thing. There's an abundance of feelings, an abundance of communication there. Just as long we don't become toxic to each other. It's a beautiful thing, you know? So I just wanted to say that. But getting back to the topic, hold on one second. Let's see something here. Okay. You see on the bottom, oh, sorry. Sorry about that. I just exit out of the studio, but I'm back. Anyway, so wow, this retention pond definitely we need some rain here in North Carolina. Send some rain. Watch, I'm gonna bring the rain. I'm going to bring the rain because nature's in tune. I'm in tune with nature. I'm gonna bring some rain out here to get this retention pond and these ducks. But anyway, so if I leave it up to social media, if I leave it up to the news, if I leave it up to certain venues, man, I'll become depressed. Even remember, if I look inside of myself and I listen to those voices, those toxic voices, which manifest in other people, I'll come depressed. But you know what happened when you decline pressure? You have no, the pot is just depressed, declining, you know? And what can happen, it can boil over, pop and pop. So your mind pops. But you look at nature, how it flows around you. Look at the plants, look at nature, look how everything flows. So I trust, I'm telling you now, because of my nature, I'm gonna be out there playing my congas. I'm gonna be playing my music. So I love what I love to do. And not that because I want to and I need to, it's because that's who I am. See that key? I don't want to. I don't need to. It's who I am. It's the flow within me. It's that currency, that flow. And if I'm going to bank on that, and there's nothing wrong to say, people say, hey, yo, if you want to join, if you're a currency generator, get with it. Let's stop putting a little currency in each one of us in our lives, especially when you come up with projects. Because I want to see everybody around me. I want to reach out to a couple of people that I know that are putting in that project to also. I'll be reaching out to you, Afi. I'll be reaching out to you, Afi. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you go on live and I get the notification late, but I'll be checking it out. You know what I'm saying? Listen, let's let's be for real. So let me walk to the store. Um, let's be for real, man. You know, it's how you relate to to the world around you, and also how you relate to yourself. Because then that shows externally, and that shows to everybody around you. You know. So look, I can be very depressed. I don't think there's nobody on right now on this live. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. I don't care because you know what? It's documented. It's documented. And maybe someone out there might get it and say, oh, here, boom. You know what I'm saying? It's what it is, but I'm not going to get depressed about shit like that. Who cares? I'm breathing. I can breathe. I'm not putting myself in a situation where I can't breathe. I'm sorry. That's not me. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to maintain that breath and that deep breathing. You know what I'm saying? Listen to those birds. Listen to the dogs. Listen to the birds in the trees. You know, I got a lot of greenery. I got a lot of trees around me. You know what I'm saying? And during the day, they're letting out that oxygen. Feels great. But yeah, later on I'm gonna get back on, do some more percussion. Just practice a little more. And like I said, it's already accomplished. My goal is already accomplished, y'all. It's already accomplished. I just got to reach out for it. That's what it is. Okay? You know, you'll see me now playing. I'm gonna play some more. I'll probably get on on the station so I can share with you some of the actual songs I'm working on. You know, just seeing where that flows. But anyway, um, so discussion that's so important to eat right and get certain nutrients in. You know what I'm saying? Because that's food is thought. Like they say, food for thought. No, food is thought. What you eat in convert, into a mental state, into energy. And that's what thoughts are. Thoughts are things, are energy. You know what I'm saying? That travels from the gut up to the vagus nerve, up to the brain. And then it opens up the pineal gland, and then you open up and you know, it's what you view in the constellation and your archetype. It makes you who you are. So we have to be very, very careful of what we eat. Sustainability. Also your environment. Careful. Environment right now, I'm around a lot of trees. I'm in the hills and trees, and I love it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm getting that in after being raised and born and raised in the city, the Bronx, all my life. And the Bronx had little pockets of nature, If I know anything about the Bronx, Van Cortlandt, up that area, a certain area in the Bronx River. When you go straight up the Bronx River, it goes up to, I think, 222nd Street or 226th Street up there. Bronx River is a long strip of a river, of a creek, actually. It used to be a river, but then became a creek. But it's a pathway. You ride your bike, you can go all the way up. Anybody know anything about that Bronx River? Botanical Gardens, next to the Bronx Zoo. That whole area is where I spend a lot of time in, you know. growing up as a youth. You know, so um, that's very important. And then against finance, finance, where they get the name fiance also is finance because when you in relationship, it's it could become a marriage in business and also in personal lives. Relationship can become a marriage. And the process before you get married is a fiance. It's the financial part. It's where you start building, building. You're getting to know each other's archetype, and you start building on that to create a finance. And when you look up the word finance, which I'll do later on, and the different steps in finance and financial accuracy, I'm revisiting a lot of this stuff because I think it's very, very important. You know what I'm saying? Because it's relationship. We have to learn how to relate to each other. And the relating can be also, if you have certain feelings, how to invest those feelings in the proper place. You can't just come out here and take all your feelings and dump it into something that's going to be toxic. And that's not going to work. So you got to, that reservoir of feelings, which is in the solar plex, that reservoir of feelings, right? There's also thoughts, but they're feelings, they're sense. You have a sense there. You have that reservoir when you put your consciousness in there in that area, and you take that and it's like a ball light and you give it to somebody for energy. You have to be careful to who you give it to, because then if you're giving it to a toxic person, if you have a glass of water and you put some toxin in, the whole glass gonna be toxic. You know what I'm saying? Unless you have an ingredient to go in there, an anti-agent, and eliminate that toxic altogether and purify the water. That's purification. The solar plex is the area of purification that you have the ability to do that when you set certain boundaries. But we have spoken about that before. That's what I'm saying. I'm telling people, go revisit some of these podcasts and you're going to see jewels in there. You know what I'm saying? Grab those jewels, put it in thought for the day and think about it. So it opens you up. I'm not saying that I'm some type of guru. I'm not saying this and that, but it worked in my life. And I was down and out, bro. Let me tell you something. Being in the hospital for 6 months and down and out, no finance, no nothing. I mean, I had some saved money, but they were using it. I mean, talking about being down and out, not able to play your conga. I used to dream about playing drums in the hospital. Check that out. That I told that to a nurse, and she brought me this play bongos. She brought it to the room. I had a little bongos in the room from a nurse. He said, "You could borrow this and help you, because it's part of my therapy." So they would have a piano player come and all the people there, but I didn't play much. But she said, "Come on down, bring the bongos and jam with us." And I jammed in the hospice. I was in a hospice for a month because I had to learn how to walk again. I had to get my energy back up again. In a hospice, I could have went the other way. I could have just expired myself, but I choose to fight because I choose currency. I choose life. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. This is what I choose. This is my choice. And I said, I'm going to make it better this time around. It's like a rebirth. And that's what we're going to get into the discussion when we talk about ascension and also stability, is knowing about birth, rebirth, birth, death, and rebirth, right? Knowing about that process is part of stability and also part of ascension. Haru, the falcon. So you can ascend over all those toxics and all that storm of toxicity, that storm of difficulties, that storm of different feelings that are not aligned with you. And it creates a storm, a whirlwind, and it can suck you in. But the power of ascension, the power of Haru, is to ascend over that. That's what the glyph, the falcon in ancient Kemet was about. They observed this. They knew zoology. They knew about birds. I don't forgot what the study of birds is. This is the science where scientists come from. And let me also say something real quick. The people they trying to do this whole museum tour and stuff like that. Look at the word museum, music, amusement park. To amuse somebody, it's all for pleasure. And a lot of times in that pleasure, they mix, what is it? Guilt in there. The shadow self. Guilt. It's a play on the mind. A lot they're playing with your mind when you go into a museum. So you have to be very careful. Only those who knows how to dissect it and gain what they need to get. When you go to ancient Kemet, you got to be careful too, because the Greek went in there and they revitalized. They did what they did and infuse their culture in there and reorganized and recreated the Kemetic culture. So the ancient, if you really want to go into the ancient Kemetic culture, you got to go all the way back down to the end of Sudan, into Ethiopia. You got to go into the tribes like the Doggins. You got to go into the Awe, the Akang, the secrets in that, and you got to go down to Kush, down straight down. And sometimes you may even have to go to Hinduism because they borrowed. You're dealing with an ancient civilization, and there are remnants broken up into other civilizations. But we can go deep into that. That's another conversation. Anyway, so again, nobody's on here, and that's fine. Maybe later on they'll get it. But I'm having a wonderful experience. You gotta learn. We have to be happy and satisfied within ourselves, and say things are gonna happen no matter what. I would love to share more of my experience with people around me, like I said, through this medium of virtuality. That'll be nice. But if it's not, hey, listen, just by me walking to the store and seeing sometimes friends and people that I know, and compare food, that's good for me. I'm relating with somebody. I'm not really alone. You know, your closest, nearest friend is that breath of life. That breath. Okay? Get to know that breath. Get to know your friend, that breath. Anyway, peace and blessings to everybody, man. Let me get out of here. And, I'll be in contact. You know what I'm saying? When you see me out there playing again my percussion, and you see me out there having fun, and not only fun, if you see me out there sharing that currency, then you know what's up. Yo. All right? Peace.